Alright, let's talk about why Alan Ritchson's Jack Reacher isn't just a walking tank of violence, he's basically an alligator in a crewneck hoodie. Wait, hear me out. This isn't some random analogy, it's Ritchson's own way of making sense of a character who barely speaks but somehow commands every scene. And honestly, it's genius. Let me explain why this metaphor changes how we should view the entire show. So, if you've seen Reacher, you know Ritchson's version isn't just about being 6 feet 5 inches and 250 pounds of pure intimidation. The guy barely blinks, let alone emotes. But here's the thing, Ritchson was panicked during season 1 because he felt like he wasn't doing enough. He kept calling the showrunner, Nick Santora, asking, "Am I interesting? Is this working?" And Santora just drops this alligator line on him. At first glance, that sounds like a random actor metaphor, but dig deeper, it's the key to understanding the entire performance. Think about it, alligators don't need to roar or charge to be terrifying. They are still, eyes above water, calculating. That's Reacher. The danger isn't in what he says, it's in the gap before he acts. Ritchson said those silent moments create tension for the audience, like waiting for the jaws to snap shut. And honestly, that's way more interesting than some brooding tough guy cliché. It's not about brute force, it's about presence. The kind of presence that makes you forget to breathe until he moves. But here's what most people miss, this isn't just about making Reacher cooler. It's about solving a massive storytelling problem. How do you adapt a book series where half the content is Reacher's internal monologue? The answer is you externalize the silence. When he does speak, it has weight because you've been conditioned to treat every word like a bullet. And when he doesn't, you're left wondering if he's planning your demise or just deciding whether you're worth the effort. That's the alligator logic, efficiency with a side of primal fear. Now, season 4 is based on Gone Tomorrow, which is first person in the books. That means Ritchson has to somehow show Reacher's inner world without turning into a walking Wikipedia entry. My guess? The alligator analogy will get even darker. If the stillness is already unnerving, imagine what happens when the show forces him to engage. Will the sedentary predator have to reveal his thoughts, or will the writers use flashbacks, nightmares, something else? Either way, it's a tightrope walk. Too much dialogue, and the mystique dies. Too little, and the book fans revolt. Personally, I think this is what makes Reacher stand out in the overcrowded action genre. It's not about explosions or quips, it's about leaning into the discomfort of silence. Ritchson's performance is a masterclass in less is more, but it only works because the writers trust the audience to read between the lines. And let's be real, how many other shows would make a virtue out of a character's emotional repression? Most would turn that into a tragic backstory rant. But Reacher just doesn't. It lets the alligator be the alligator. What's fascinating is how this reflects a bigger trend in TV. Think about The Mandalorian or Stranger Things, the most memorable characters often have minimal exposition. Their power comes from what's left unsaid. Reacher fits into that tradition, but with a twist, he's not hiding a secret. He's just unapologetically himself. No trauma tropes, no tortured soul. Just a guy who's comfortable being a predator in a world full of prey. That's why the alligator works, it's not a metaphor for brutality, it's a metaphor for authenticity. So, yeah, season 4 might be the moment this analogy gets tested. If Reacher has to explain himself, will the illusion break? Or will Ritchson find a way to make even verbose scenes feel like that still, deadly gaze? I'm betting on the latter. After all, the best predators don't just strike, they adapt. And if there's one thing an alligator knows, it's how to survive in any environment. Even one as chaotic as a streaming show's 4th season.